Hey guys. um, Man, I'm tired. um, it's been a long day, but it's been a good day. So, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, woo, oops, didn't mean to do that. um, I was just feeling a little self-conscious because, um, I make YouTube videos, and I've got a friend of mine named Eric Loves Christ on YouTube, and he's a super awesome dude. But like, he reacts to my videos, so while I'm watching those, I like to. I like it. It's like, dude, someone's gonna take the time to react to my video. I'm gonna take the time to watch. So it's just nice, you know. And but when I'm watching it, I'm obviously hearing myself in the video again, and I was feeling like, man, I'm a really slow talker. And it just so depends. It just so depends. Because I know I vary. Sometimes I talk really slow. Sometimes I talk normal. Sometimes I talk fast. Whatever, you know? It's just how it goes. But I was listening to someone else I really like, who I really recommend. And I want to recommend... And Eric, dude, if you're watching this, please watch this. Anyway, maybe I'll title it something so it'll get your attention. But dude, I don't know if you've done this or not, but please watch the channel Missionary Discussions. It's a dude named Travis Anderson. I want to hear your thoughts, man, honestly. And I mean, check his channel out. But I mean, seriously. Well, first of all, I'll just tell you, if you might already know him, but know his channel and stuff. But he's a really smart dude. He's LDS. He is an attorney, and he's down to earth. He's super cool. He likes. He's just such a good guy. And if you've ever listened to Robert Boylan, or if you know who Robert Boylan is, then Travis Anderson is friends with Robert Boylan. So, but anyway, I can't say enough good things about his channel. And if you like my channel, I know you'll love his channel. He is such a good. He records conversations he has with investigators and church bashers. But it's so entertaining, dude. It's so good, man. So anyway, please check out his channel, man. I think I've plugged it to you before, but I don't know if you've seen that video. So that's just how that is. But yeah. But yeah, it's been a long day. I got a new job. Woo! I'm so thankful for it. Oh my gosh. I can honestly cry. I'm like, my brain is like trying to comprehend life right now, because I am very blessed, and it's still trying to comprehend everything, because I'm in kind of I actually am in kind of a transition, which is wonderful. It's taken me some time to figure that out, because it's hard to figure out sometimes, isn't it? Isn't it hard to figure out things sometimes? You're in something, but you just don't know it. You know it, but you don't realize it. You know. So I've been my acceptance rate on my DoorDash has been really low, and I think that's why I haven't been getting really good orders, unfortunately. And the only way to bring it up is to take more orders. But if you don't get good orders, that means you have to take not good orders in order to work your way back up from the bottom. Anyway. But I got a second job. I've told you guys before. It's a work study at school, at my college, and it's literally what it says: work study. Like, you work this job, but you also study. And my boss is super cool. She's like, yeah, it is a work study, but it should be called a study work, because school comes first. I was like, oh shoot, yeah, that's so cool, so cool. But anyway, it's so nice, and it's such a blessing, you know. I get paid to study. That's honestly such a blessing. I mean, I could cry. It's such a blessing, and you know, and it's decent money. I have a certain amount of money that's been allotted to me based on my situation, and I am. Oh my gosh, I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed, and I'm so happy. It's honestly, it's funny, because when you're tired, you don't process things, you know. And like I said, I'm tired, And it's just been taking a lot of time for things to kind of click, you know? I'm done dashing. Let me take off my shoes. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Oh, please. I love these shoes. They're super comfy to walk in, but they're kind of tight around the feet. And this is my dilemma. Like, I need to find the right kind of 13 and a half shoe. Because 13s are like too small and 14s are too big. 13 and a half is not common. But anyway, oh man, I just took them shoes off and let these dogs take a load off here. I just love that expression. I love the concept of calling your feet dogs. If you've seen Plane, Trains, and Automobiles, yeah, he's like, oh, my dogs are barking. He takes his socks right off on the airplane, right in front of everybody, right in front of his friend, who's like, oh my gosh. But yeah, oh my gosh. I don't know where to begin. I think I'm just gonna tell you guys what's going on, but like at the same time, you can see what you're dealing with here. You know, tired. I'm gonna stop saying I'm tired, but it is true. But yeah. So I've been doing this work study at school, and I haven't gotten paid for it yet, but I will. You know, I will, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I am so excited. So excited. It's honestly mind-blowing. I honestly can't even comprehend right now that I'm working and I'm getting paid to work. It's the easiest job ever. You literally just touch base with someone and do whatever they say, and there's usually not much, and then you study the rest of the time. It's amazing. It is so amazing. Oh my gosh, I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. And recently, at church, I got released from my calling, but then I got the call extended back to me again for the same calling because it was a change in the presidency. And one of the things they blessed me with was with my employment. And you know, all the other blessings they were blessing the other presidency members with they were like so deep and heartfelt and long and emotional and everything. And I was like, and then when they came to mine, it was like super casual and not passive. I don't want to say passive, but it kind of seemed a little passive, I guess, but not really. At worst, it felt passive, but I know it's all according to God's design. And mine was like short and sweet. And I was like, oh, you know, and I was like, man, I really was looking for some blessings. You know, but one of the things he blessed me with was blessed me in my employment, you know, and it was just like, and I think it's such an honest. He said I've had a rich life, which I am like, oh my gosh, I love that. But I think sometimes when you get blessed with all these things, it's because you don't have those things necessarily, or because you need those things. But then when you don't get blessed with that much, I think it's because you already have so much, you know? I think that's the point. And so that's just such a blessing in and of itself. Oh my gosh, like what a blessing. Like what? I already have these things. This is amazing. You know, this is amazing. I already know what I need to work on, and I am in the process of working on those things. So there's that. But it's just honestly mind-blowing. I've computed even like this during the work I've been doing at school. Like I've had to work. It's been tough because I just got back to school. I'm doing this work study, so I'm at school a lot longer, and I can't just study whenever I want. Like before, I would just go to school and I would just do my thing. I would just study. I would just get my stuff done and study and all that. But now I have a schedule for work study, so I kind of have to do things around that and respectfully coordinate things with my boss, and then study with the time that I have, which I do have, which is time, which is plenty of time, honestly. I just need to like kind of narrow things down a little bit more, prioritize things a little bit better. I have a scheduler, but I haven't been using it because it's actually, honestly, it's in my car. It's in my car right now. I know it's in my back seat somewhere. I just need to get it, that's all. I just need to get it straight. But it's like everything's kind of a mess right now. It's kind of like a work in progress. It's one of those deals, It's literally one of those deals. So is 100%, 150%. But yeah, so, and I mean, I've only been working, I usually study just 4 hours a day. If I do my whole shift, it's 4 hours a day. And there'll be other times where there's other stuff going on and they'll need me for more or whatever, and I'll do more, I'll do what I can and do more. But on average, 4 hours a day. That's so easy, you know what I mean? But still, at the same time, this all adds up, and I mean, I'm tired. I'm tired. I mean, I'm eating. I'm trying to eat well, eating three meals a day. Eating 3 square meals a day, basically. And I did have fast food for breakfast today, so maybe that's a little bit why I'm feeling so sluggish. But yeah, and it's been a jam-packed kind of day. I had every other day I have one class, and then I have 2 classes, and then I have 1 class, and I have 2 classes. It's my school week. And today, and the 2 class days are earlier days. So the 2 class days are busier, heavier, earlier days. But it's not even that bad. It's not even hard work. I mean, you know what I mean? It's not honestly, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. But so I woke up extra early this morning, and so I'm feeling that. And I took a bike ride yesterday, which is what I'm trying to do. Because some mornings I don't have to be to school until 10 or 11:30, and other mornings I have to be at school at 8:30. So, and I still haven't nailed the 8:30 landing time. Because at first I thought it was 8:45, and then I realized, and I showed up and I was late, and then I realized it's 8:30. And then today still, I know it's 8:30, but I was a couple minutes late. And I'm still working on it. I was okay, I'm perfectly in sync with everything leaving the house. But also my mom asked me to stop by my brother's house today and drop off some toilet paper and stuff to them and her. And so that took me way off my beaten path normally. And I would have been on time if I wasn't doing that. So that's good to know. I would have way been on time if I didn't do that today. It does mega extra credit helping them. And I was in 2 or 3 minutes late for class, so big whoop. It doesn't matter. But I mean, that's not who I am. I'm not the late person to class. That's just not who I am. And so I hate when I'm wearing that, because that's not me. You know what I mean? It's get this off me. That's not me. Don't put that on me. That's not me. I know I'm late today, but I'm not late. I'm not a late person. Like that. So. Yeah, just remembering I had a lot of dreams last night. Oh, man. I always have a dream about the Bay Bridge at some point. It's always in my dream somewhere. And it's always very similar. But not the most enjoyable. Not the most it's always exciting. It's always exciting. It's always a bit thrilling. It's also always a little bit a little bit anxiety ridden. But anyway, so I calculated my hours, and even just working 4 hours a day at school, that's gonna yield let's see, 16 hours a week times $15 an hour. That's good. That's so good. Just the thought of having that check available to me every week blows my freaking mind. Blows my mind. And I can DoorDash on top of it, which I have to do now, because I'm not getting any paychecks yet. It's too soon to get paychecks from this work study. So I have to DoorDash now, especially with the bills that I have. I have to do it now. So I've had a really early morning. I've had a long day at school, but it's been great. Everything's been great. I worked hard. It's been wonderful. I put in work. I had a quiz. I had to do reading. I read as much as I could. Didn't finish it all, but did plenty for the quiz. Did well in the quiz, I'm sure. And took my good notes. Had an interesting. My sociology class is still kind of iffy. He's the teacher who he asked me if I was a Trump supporter, asked if anyone was Trump supporters, and he's not, and I am. And so it's a little bit interesting, and I'm still kind of wrapping my mind around the sociology class, because I could just be yeah, okay. But I also feel like being like, no, man, I don't think I agree with that. Or I don't think I gel with that. I don't think I'm just going to adopt that, you know? And he's talking about, we were talking about the beginner's mindset today, which is like you're supposed to start things, brand new things, you're supposed to start with the beginner's mindset, coming into it as if you don't know anything, right? And I can understand how that can be good, and I absolutely agree it can be good. But I also know that it's a complete choice. You don't have to. You can do that or not. And just because you don't, if you don't, that doesn't necessarily mean you're making a mistake. It doesn't mean you're wrong. It just means you're not doing that. And so I don't like. He didn't necessarily make me feel this way, but I don't like being made to feel that unless you do it this way, you're a loser or you're wrong. Because look, I get it. Being a beginner is great, but I'm not a beginner. I'm a beginner at some things, but like, I don't, just because I'm a beginner at sociology doesn't mean I need to come into the class of sociology and be like, oh wow, I don't know anything. Oh, like, and I'm not trying to make fun of that. I think it's great. It just doesn't suit me. It just doesn't fit me. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, no, look, the world is screwy enough as it is right now. I'm not going to pretend to be dumb in order to be humble. I'll just be humble, but I'm not going to act like I don't know what I know. Because that's the gift of life. You live life and you learn things. So why act like you don't know things when you do? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's my 2 cents about that. I've just decided, I'm like, nah, man, I ain't doing that. I'm not doing that. I'll be me. I'll be me. How about that? I'll be me. I'll come in and I will use my brain and my experience and all my knowledge. Not to say that I'm like not to say I'm this all-powerful, all-knowing being. I'm obviously not. There's nothing proud about saying I'm gonna use all my knowledge. I'm not saying I'm not proud. I'm just saying I'm just gonna use all my knowledge. I don't have to subscribe to that. I don't have to. And it doesn't mean I'm any less for not doing it. So, but anyway, just some things like that. Some things that have happened in this class where I've thought a few things like, I don't necessarily agree. But anyway, school is so awesome. I love it. And like I said, I'm still figuring out this sociology thing. But it's all good. It's all good. Me and the teacher are still feeling each other out, which is funny. It's actually really funny. And the other thing is, his name is the same as mine. His name is Justin too. And he is also an LCSW, and that's what I want to be. So it's so funny. There's like this weird thing. And I already know there are a lot of liberals in the social work field. And there's also a lot of stupid ideologies floating around in the mental health field. And so that's what I'm being aware of. I am not going to just be like, well, yeah, that's true. Bow down and roll over. I'm not going to do that. Wow, I have tapped into my non-tired side. I have talked myself into not being tired. How about that, guys? Not tired anymore, bruh. But, no, it's been good. I just got done door dashing. You probably figured that out, maybe. But yeah, it's been so tough. I definitely thought something was going to work out yesterday. I thought I had an epiphany and figured out something that was going to work out and make my life a lot easier, and it did. It did make my life a lot easier last night, but it didn't pan out today. And so I had to go to work right away. I had to miss something I wanted to go to tonight. But also, it's kind of one of those things. It's like I could go, I could not go. It doesn't really matter to me. It's gonna be fine either way. It'll be fine either way, whether I'm there or not. It's like a church thing with my friends. Not the Church of Jesus Christ, the Latter-day Saints church, but like it's like a friend of mine. And they have like this spiritual conversation, but they do it every other week, and they do it in a church. I've mentioned that on my channel before. But anyway, I've been feeling very valid lately. I've been feeling very loved. I've been feeling very seen. I've been feeling very known, noticed, welcomed, and appreciated. And it's been really, really nice. It's been really nice. And it's because of school. It's because of my work study. It's because of my awesome boss and so many other wonderful things. But it's just nice. I just love it. I just love being known. It's amazing. Like just being a person and walking around and being like, hey, yada yada. People are like, oh, hey, yeah, yada, yada, yada. You're like, oh, shoot, yada, 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 yada. Anyway, it's like that, you know, and it's like every day. So it's nice. It's nice. And we go through moods and stuff like that. Like I was finding myself in a funk or a mood the other day or something like that, or today. Might have even been today. I don't know when it was. But just kind of feeling, I feel it's just kind of like, you know, I don't know about this right now, but, you know, I feel like that. But it's like so temporary, all of it. All that stuff is temporary. And the setback today wasn't even like a setback. Like it hit me, but it didn't even hit me. It was like, pum, so what? Doesn't even matter. I'm just going to make adjustments. I'm going to go out and work and make this money tonight for my bill. And that's what I did. Dang, I've already made the money and I've already paid the bill. Dang, I haven't even processed that yet. Dang, my phone's not getting shut off. Dang. You know, like just amazing. Good stuff. Good stuff. And I just found water. Hallelujah. Honestly, hallelujah. I just found water. Heck yeah. I needed that water so bad. But I could stop and buy water if I needed to. But yeah, it's been amazing. And so this is my first full week of school, second semester. Bam, in the books. That's how the energy's been. It's just been like that. It's been so different and like nice, you know. Just amazing. About to stop and get some gas, or maybe not. Maybe I'll get it on the way. I'll keep making this video, and I'll get the gas closer to home. Because I honestly want to keep talking. I want to keep talking to you guys. And this gas station has run out of gas before. It looks like they have it right now, though. But anyway, it's fine. That's the cheap gas station. But it's fine. I'd rather talk to you guys anyway right now. So that's how that is. But let's see. So it's amazing. You know, a lot of really good things are happening. It's just kind of a lot to process or like comprehend. Oh, good things. Really amazing, honestly. Like I'm gonna try not to sleep on all these good things right now or act like they're not going on when they actually are, because they actually are. You know. But I matched with a girl on Mutual, and we video chatted a few nights ago, and it was great. I can't remember if I vlogged about this or not, but it was great. Kind of like her. Kind of like her. But anyway, we video called, and it was nice, but it was short. We had to cut it short because she had to go and stuff, and I did too. But we're going to do that again on Saturday, which is cool. The only thing is that she lives far away. So, unfortunately, she lives far away. She lives in Tennessee. I live in Maryland. So, there's that. It's a long drive. It's a long drive. But, you never know. You never know. If it's the right one, it's worth it. Things work out. Things work out when it's supposed to work out. Things work out when they're supposed to. And yeah, so sorry guys. Oh man, I just discovered my sock has a hole in the heel now. Keyword now. It didn't have one this morning. That's the day for you. That's the day I wore a hole in my sock. I mean, these were old socks for sure, but still. Yeah, so I'm just probably rambling at this point, but you know, maybe you're listening still. Maybe. We'll see. But yeah, no, a lot of really good things are going on. The Caps are playing right now, tonight. Hope they freaking win. Really terrible, sad news that happened in Washington, D.C. area. Last night, a helicopter crashed into a plane, and a lot of people died. Just terrible. Really sad. But speaking of that, me and my mutual match, Carly, we were talking about things like with the floods I think it was floods, the bad weather that North Carolina got, and stuff like that. And yeah, it's crazy. It's just it's important. It's an important reminder to remember that there's some really bad things happening in the world. I mean, there's a lot of things going on, stuff with like the immigration and stuff, and people are really shaken up about that. But and I have my own opinions about that are perfectly fine. But it's interesting. There's a lot of things going on. My dad got back from his cruise. He went on a vacation cruise for a week, and he's back. I saw him, but I only got to see him for a minute, chat with him for a second because he was busy and he had to go. And so I'm going to try to get together with him again soon. We got a new branch presidency at church. A new branch president. I'm going to venture to say right now, you guys, things are popping off. Things are popping off. And in a very, very good way. It's different. I don't know if you noticed. Of course, if you guys pay attention, of course, every day is different, and literally every day is different, meaning every day is different, and it continues to be different. And sometimes you have days that are very similar to days you've had before. Sometimes you have days that make you reminisce. But I'm telling you, if you pay attention, I don't know if you see this. I don't know how many people see this, but things are different. Things are different, and things are changing. And for the better, might I add. I will add my witness and knowledge that they are changing for the better. And a lot of people don't know that. And a lot of people can't tell. But it's true. Things are getting better. And at the same time, a lot of bad things are happening too. But things are getting better. You just have to stay focused on the good things. Focus on Christ, really. But, yeah, I'm so excited. And I had a little bit of a scare. But even though it was a scare, I also had the feeling in the background saying, you know what, it's actually okay. You don't have to worry about this. It's going to be okay. And I'll tell you what that one is, but I just remembered another one that I'm going to share with you. And this is proof. It's already panned out. And I know the other one will pan out too. But, yeah, I know it's going to happen. It's gonna be, I know this one. So I'm not going to act like I don't. But the other one has already happened, which is it's always nice to report on things like that. But I was really nervous about my gecko because I couldn't afford gecko food for him, little crickets. And then when I could, I went to the pet store and they were out of crickets. I was like, oh my gosh, it's been so long since I got him food. And he goes a while, like weeks, like even up to a month sometimes without eating their food. Because that's the kind of gecko he is. He can do that. And anyway, I went there again though. It was so hard. I would be trying to go, and struggling to make money, and struggling to work, and struggling to have energy, and then struggling to find the crickets. Then finally got to go, and they didn't have crickets again, but they had mealworms. And so I got him some mealworms. And I fed him the mealworms, these giant mealworms, and he was so happy. But still, it was like I was so nervous and worried about him getting skinny, but he wasn't really getting that skinny. He was actually looking okay. He looked fine, actually. He was smaller than the way I like him to be. You know, he was much smaller than the way I like him to be. But he wasn't like abnormal. He wasn't like skinny enough to worry about, you know. But the part that worried me was how much time it had been. And so that's the part I was kind of worried about. But then when I fed him the mealworms, he was just like eating them. And he was happy. But I could see that it was okay. You know what I mean? It was okay. Not because I got the mealworms, but it was okay. It was okay because it was okay. It was actually okay after all. And I was like, oh wow, it's pretty profound. But the other thing was I get a bunch of financial aid, thankfully. I need it so bad. And I got my books, paid my tuition, and got a few school supplies, a few snacks and stuff like that from the school store here and there, and that sort of thing, here and there and everywhere. Here and there from the school store, with that money, and the cashier is super nice, and she didn't know how much money I have, but she was like in grant money, is what I mean. But she was like, "Oh, your balance is on the bottom of the receipt," and I was like, "Oh, let me look." And it was like, "Only this," and I was like, "What?" I was like thinking like, oh, "That's not right." I was like, "Something's not right here," and then I was like, "This is what I'm talking about." I didn't necessarily. It was like, "Don't worry." I knew already. I was like, "Don't worry. It's actually okay. You don't have to worry about this." But that feeling is so quiet, And the rest of it though was like, "Oh, but you need to find out about this at some point." So, got some stuff taken care of today with some login trouble I was having. Did everything I needed to do with that. Did as much as I could. And in the meantime, asked the financial people about my financial questions with school. And they're like, "Yeah, you actually have this much, but we only allow students to get like a little allotment. A little allotment. Like we give them this much at a time. That way they don't spend it all at once, I was like, "Oh, yeah, that totally makes sense." I was like, "Yeah, I knew it was something like that, And so it was just really great. So, yeah, I'm really super excited. And now I have some more questions to ask her too. But that means I'm getting a lot of money back in like a month, which is gonna help so much, And I'm already working this. Like I said, I'm working this work study job right now, making such a big difference. It's gonna make such a big difference. It is already, but I'm so thrilled. I honestly, yeah, and I have a lot of and my feet stink, unfortunately. I have a lot of reading to do, but at the same time, I'm chill about it. I'm good. You know what I mean? Like I'm good. And the other thing is, oh my gosh, this is such a blessing. I have reached the land of blessings in a way. I'll tell you what I mean. So obviously, like I said, this is my first full week of school. We don't have school on Fridays, but the school's open for the library. You can go in and study and do your assignments and stuff, schoolwork, work on your schoolwork. But yeah. So tomorrow I don't have class. I can sleep in if I want, but don't think I'm going to do that necessarily. But, yeah, so it's amazing. It's like such a blessing. See what I'm saying? This is such a blessing. Like, all these wonderful things have been happening. And now I'm at the end of my week. I was about to say I'm at the end of my rope, but I'm not. And that's the thing. I'm not at the end of my rope. And that doesn't mean that I've had massive challenges doesn't mean I haven't had massive challenges, because I have. Like, it's been a massive worry, like my bills and stuff like that and stuff. But it's working out. And it's crazy. And it is getting better. And I'm just so thankful. I'm so thankful for God. And I'm so thankful for the way that things do work out, because they do work out. And it's amazing that they do work out. And you make mistakes. We're not perfect. We live and we learn. Make little mistakes, and we're figuring it out. I'm figuring it out. Mostly it has to do with my finances and like tithing and stuff like that. But God knows. He knows what we're going through. He knows where we're at. And He's not going to be like all angry at you because you're not perfect. He never is, And I have a really wonderful friend named Danielle who, shout out to you, Danielle, if you're watching, but always reminds me of those things. Always reminds me that, God, Heavenly Father, and Jesus Christ, they're the ones who really matter. They're the ones whose voices or opinions really matter, And it's so true. And I'm so thankful for that. And we're cutting this short, guys, because I am going to get some gas here. But, yeah, it's honestly been so amazing. And I'm right here by school. Holla, 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 holla for your dollar. See, you can't see really. Can't see nothing. Can't see nothing out there. Can't see that. But anyway, it's a sign over there. It's Chesapeake College. My happy place. Woo! I mean, it honestly is. For real. And, I don't know, lastly, if I can squeeze this in. this is a whole other video, but the whole DEI stuff and that the Trump presidency, dude, it's messing with people. And on one hand, I'm like, I don't feel very much sympathy for people regarding it, because, and I don't want to be too harsh, but honestly, people need the truth, and they need a dose of reality. And that's hard because people are so lost nowadays and so blind or numb or just unable to deal in general that they can't even handle the truth. They can't even recognize the truth. They can't even grasp, they can't even comprehend the truth. You know what I mean? So you can tell them and they think you're crazy, or they just can't even accept it. That can't be true. It has to be something else, right? And but I am thrilled, and it's really cool because like a lot of stuff that's happening in school, like I can feel the changes. Like I've felt the changes. Oh yeah, we're getting into some light. I'll chat for a little bit more. I've felt the changes since he's won. You get to see my nice, clean, clear face now. We've seen some changes since he's won, and I noticed the differences I've noticed so far in school. And yes, it's only been like 1 week in, but it's quiet. It's quiet at school, right? And this is the first spring semester I've been at, and you know, even like last fall, it was quiet. It was quiet then too, but it's like quieter now. It's quiet for different reasons now. People are a little bit less. People were actually a little bit more like this. They're a little bit. When I heard some people talking about it today, but people were like, they're like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. And I'm like, dog, it's gonna be all right. Just chill. It's gonna be all right. Just relax. It's okay. You know. But so it's funny. It's funny because I know that in some ways that's what I do when I'm at school. I know I help. One of the things I try to do is I try to help people feel more comfortable, which is great. I mean, I try to be nice, you know? I try to be nice. I try to be reassuring. I try to be people's friends. I try to be that person that's just nice, just helpful. And I know that my secret weapon is I'm reassuring. And I am proof that things will be okay. And people don't necessarily comprehend that or recognize that. And I'm also not crazy, but I know that that's true. Because I know what I know. And I know it's true. And I see it happen all the time. I know it's true. And I know that God's true. And I know that stuff that I know by the power of the Spirit is true. So, you know, you can worry or not. You can worry or choose to not worry, right? But we're all not perfect, so we're going to make mistakes. But it's been interesting. There's a lot of stuff of the enemy that I have been enjoying. I've been enjoying watching it dissipate. The confusion, the kind of stuff that's just, it's like all of the and there's some goodness in it too, but there's also a lot of ick in it, unfortunately. I've been watching the ick go away at school, and it's been wonderful. And people are just dealing with it because they kind of don't have a choice. I mean, they kind of have to deal with it. I mean, they have a choice. They could fight it, but they would never win. Fighting against the change, fighting against tides, things like that. Like you can't ever win. Like you can't fight change and win, you know. This is not gonna happen. But yeah, it's been nice. And today, a funny moment. I'll end this here. But a funny moment in sociology class, my teacher, he was like, yeah, you know, funny situation. I could imitate him. I'm trying not to imitate. I'm not trying to imitate him, but I'm actually imitating him quite well. But he was like, yeah, there was a Trump supporter, MAGA, real MAGA guy. And it's kind of like it's like almost, there's such boogeyman vibes around the MAGA thing still and Trump supporters. And I kind of laugh because I'm like, you guys, just let it go. Just give up the whole anti-Trump thing. Just give it up. Just give it up, Just give it up. But he's like, yeah, he was a Trump supporter, and he was freaking out because he was married to an illegal immigrant, and he was reaching out to Trump trying to get his help, so his wife wouldn't have to get deported and stuff like that. And I laughed. I thought it was funny because like I don't know the point that the point the teacher was trying to make was that Trump is extreme. That's the point he was trying to make. He's trying to say, well, Trump is an extremist, basically. He didn't use those words, but he was like, he's the one that breaks all the rules. He's like, well, there's no rule against this, so I'll go ahead and do it. And I agree with him that Trump is like that to a certain point, but still, that whole point about like, please, President Trump, please don't deport my wife. I think it's funny because if you voted for Trump and you wanted him to win, and you have an illegal wife, like, what did you think was going to happen? And you voted for her deportation, so what are you crying about now, buddy? Anyway, my ultimate point or position is, dude, you broke the law. Like, sorry about your luck. But laws have to be enforced. You can't just not enforce laws. You can't just act like laws aren't real. Laws are laws. You have to follow them. If you don't, there's always consequences. So that's just the way it goes, But anyway, thanks for listening, you guys. I appreciate the time and the viewership. I do. I'll talk to you later. Things are going good. Stay on the up and up. Get some rest. Take your time. Everything's going to be great. Just do what you think you need to do. What you know you need to do. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be fine. But do what you know you need to do. Do what you know you need to do, and it'll be good.